I said I would do it, and so I am going to do it. I have the DV6800 series. Yeah. Anyway, so the last video that I took about this was upgrading it to Windows 10, and as you heard, well, the fan was loud and everything else, and you know what? I'm just gonna from the outside, you can see the dust. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, wow, that's bad. So I can just imagine what it is on the inside. So I don't know how well this is actually going to turn out, because it's just going to be in stages. Because I don't have anything to prop this up to actually show you the full thing. I also, or before I started taking this, was took off the return mail stickers that the previous owner had put on here, just in case the machine was lost or whatever, I guess. So at this point, man, that's glossy anyway. So let's get to it. I think the next part of this, the bottom case is going to be turned off, opened up. So let's see. So far, a very standard configuration for a laptop of this era. I mean, laptops today, you know, they're not going to be open like this anymore. You have covers for the RAM and then the hard drive. I can take out the hard drive. And then there's one screw for the optical drive. There's a screw in here, and I don't know if it will show up on camera. There's a little picture of a keyboard. So yeah, you take that off in order to take the keyboard off. I mean, it's very helpful. Oh, and the optical drive, when you take it out, there's a little icon that looks like a little disc, I guess. So I assume most of these screws are just going to come out. I mean, I don't have a take apart thing, but who cares? I mean, they're basically all the same. I just want to get to the logic board part of it. I mean, looking at it in here, I mean, it's not really that bad. Well, I just want to actually, at the very end of this, probably just reapply the thermal paste, because it's probably all solid and everything. So, yeah. Not too long later, taking those screws out, popping the, top off, and taking the keyboard off. We're presented with this, and I assume this all just comes right off. Let's see. So in addition to 3 screws that were holding the top case off, or top case on, I mean, and they're pretty well shown. I see here, look at this. Thank you very much, HP. This is upside down, but, oh, there we go. Those 2 nuts, basically, remove. Thanks, HP. So, there we go. By unrouting some of these cables, one of them is for this daughter board, it looks like, or it could be, oh, no, that's for the, oh, you know what, that's probably camera. That's probably camera. And then, of course, this is Wi-Fi. So, unrouting some of that, we have the top off. Now, let's take this board out. Well, it took some jiggling, but it's free. And needed to take the PCMCIA card out from this end in order to get the board out. But apart from that, if I just remember to plug these things back in on the bottom side, this as well, those go on the bottom, everything else looks right as rain. And I'll take the whole assembly off and give that a good clean to get all the old paste off, and hopefully it won't be as noisy with the fan anymore, or have to like spin up really much. Anyway, next. So the assembly is off, and we have a pad for, I guess, oh, there it is, Northbridge, yes, and thermal paste for the CPU, which doesn't look like there's a lot on there, and then more thermal pads for the voltage regulators for the CPU. When I'm in here, man, I wish I would have thought of this earlier. I wonder what actually CPU that this could actually take for an upgrade. Huh. Well, it may be too late now while I have it open. I can think about that later. Or not, because, yeah, as we see, it runs with this Core 2 Duo. And, yeah, so I'm going to be taking that off, get new pads on there, and more thermal paste, and we'll see if that helps. Here we go, new thermal pads, thermal paste, and we're ready to put that back on. So there it is. Also blew out the fan. There was a bunch of dust in there too. So yeah, let's put it back together. Motherboard back in. PCMCIA card. Slot is installed again. Everything is in there. And at this point, I am just reminded about that Dell 600M, replacing the logic, the processor on that. Yeah, that was a lot easier if than doing something on a newer laptop. But then again, too, impossible today. So as things progress, less you can actually do with these things. Or in terms of upgrading, I mean, there's more software you can run, definitely. But yeah, so like I said, it's like the entire disassembly of this thing is required to get to the processor, which is right under there. And while I have this open at this point, I thought this is odd. It's like, I don't know. It's like a bodge almost type of thing. Don't know what's under there. Is that? Oh, I don't know. It's kind of interesting how it goes over here, but just snakes over there. Ethernet? No. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Yep. Coming from there. That's the modem. So the modem is actually on. I am pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the modem then. That's a interesting design choice then. So some observations at this point. That was harder to get in than one would expect. Probably what they would say to do would be to remove the display before putting, taking that out and putting that back in, because it was not the, I mean, it took a little while to twist that out, but probably you want to take the display off before. Second thing, in the other video, the left channel was out. I'm assuming one of these is going to be the audio, the speaker cable for it. That looks like it's further out on the camera than, maybe it is. Oh, actually, that's the reason why it looks like that. Because that is the part that I wanted to mention here. Both of these are missing the little clips. There had to have been clips on here, because there's no locking mechanism on here. They're just going by by friction. So, somebody has been in this machine before. I do not believe it was me. Because the other thing too, there is a screw for the motherboard somewhere here. Because the motherboard, I didn't point this out before, and I'm not going to take this out again. But there's a little triangle next to the holes that screws would go into for the motherboard. There was only one screw, and it was around here. There's another triangle right here to say, hey, put a screw in me. That screw was not there, and at this point didn't replace the screw. So it's just some stray observations right now. So let me button this up further. So yeah, I guess that's kind of a rest of the L type situation here. So it's all cleaned up. Spent way too much time. On a webcam that to get the tape off of, which is still kind of sticky, which I'll probably never even use. So I have to be careful about this. I really don't want my face on it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Hello. It's secretive. So let's plug this in, turn it on, and see if she fires up. And they're supposed to be blue. Yep, that's blue. Yeah, fan's still going. Still works. But maybe. I don't know. Oh, that's quieting down. Okay. It just needs to work in a bit. Let's see, what do we have? Do we have sound working on both channels? Oh, it cut out. Had it a little bit. Let's try that again. It did work for just a brief while. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if I have the external DAC on there. So I'm gonna keep this on, down here for a bit. Get the thermal paste working as it should. I did not do any type of testing for, heat, in terms of how much, in heat or whatever. So at this point, it really doesn't matter. I just wanted to get the gunk out of there, replace the stuff, because, well, I guess it was time. So anyway, this is not meant to be a how-to on actually how to, take apart one of these machines, but hopefully if there's like a little, information that you've gleaned from it, well, that's, hopefully that's helpful. So anyway, until the next one, take care.